to another installment of Tag Me In, where the triple threat brain trusts a tag over the good, the bad, and everything in between in the world of professional wrestling. I, of course, am the unofficially official Lip Dizzle, joined with none other than the less than stealthy unicorn himself, the colossal Scooter Reed, aka ScooterRay.
Feel it. Feel that power. Feel it.
Absolutely. And of course, y'all don't see him. You might feel his energy. You may even see him today. I don't know yet because we still waiting. But Mr. Jaeger Bombastic, so fantastic. If we need help, I'm sure he's gonna have our back. But
all I'm saying is everybody should do like Dragon Ball Z. You put your arms in the air, give up the energy. He'll be here. He'll be here.
Like a colossal spirit bomb.
Colossal spirit bomb. The colossal Jaeger bomb.
Oh, I hate that he was not here to hear that.
I know,
I
right?
like that. All right, keep that one.
Like I said,
that can go on a shirt.
Channel the energy. Channel the energy. He'll be here.
That can go on a shirt.
Right?
I like it. I'm gonna have to jot that one down.
The colossal Jaeger bomb.
I know y'all aren't used to seeing us this early because normally we kind of run through both NXT and AEW, but in order to make sure that we are prepared to give y'all the type of show that you need, we have to break this up.
Yes.
NXT has to have its own show, and then we have to have a shared show since AEW decided to move Dynamite to Friday this week.
Yes.
And we'll give you a Dynamite recap as well as our predictions for Double or Nothing. And then, of course, next week, we will be giving y'all our recap and review of Double or Nothing on a separate show. So, most definitely. But
y'all know how our content from us.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And shouts out to Mr. Jaeger Bombastic himself. Yes. Because rarely, I'm pretty sure that if you skim through YouTube, you will probably find some Elevation and Dark reviews. But Jaeger took it upon himself and said this is a job that needed to be done, and he went out and he did it, and he is currently doing it. So if you want to check Jaeger out along with probably some Loki content, you can catch him on.
But not only that, the two names he has chosen makes it just even so much better, because you get the Dark Elevation review, which is Jaeger's Elevation Evaluation. Then for AEW Dark, you get Jaeger After Dark. I mean, just give it up. And it sucks that we put this man over and he is not here.
He's not even here to get any of it.
Jaeger is doing it, people.
Absolutely. And it's only going to get better.
It's only going to get
better and better and better. But yeah, if y'all do want to check those out, if you didn't want to watch AEW Elevation of Dark or you happen to miss it, Jaeger will be more than happy to give you those recaps. Just like we will be more than happy to give you the recaps of Dynamite and NXT on Tuesday nights. But like it always is, we got to make sure that we do some house cleaning and get the news, the current events in the world of professional wrestling with, of course, Mr. Scoop with the scoops. What you got?
Right. So first and foremost, I guess the big news out of WWE, Adnan Virk, who's only been a commentator for about a good month.
It's like about 6 weeks.
6 weeks? Yeah, that sounds about right. Has already parted ways with the WWE.
Yeah. I hate saying it. I mean, I really wasn't a fan of his commentary. Granted,
I really wasn't either. He sounded like a baseball commentator.
Yeah. He just he sounded like somebody that was just trying too hard without knowing the information. And it just and I know some people it takes a while for them to kind of get into it. I mean, think about Corey Graves, but Corey Graves kind of just fit into it because he started doing this stuff on NXT.
Mm-hmm.
But you think about guys like Pat McAfee. Yeah, absolutely. But okay, so then case in point, Pat McAfee. Yes. You know, he wasn't a wrestler. I mean, he did do a few matches here and there, but you know, he has a gift of gab. You know, he can kind of run with it. So Adnan Virk, nothing against him. His voice was very sorry, I can't say his voice. His commentating was very distracting when I tried to watch him. I think was that the first. Was that the Raw after Mania where he started?
He was at Raw after Mania.
Yeah. So
and you know, I was tuning in to a little bit of pieces here and there Monday, and there's a reason why. But I was listening to him, and there was a contrast between Graves, Saxton, and Virk, and it was like you clearly hear somebody that doesn't fit in. And I hate to say it about that because you know it could have been a situation where he could have got better, he could have he could have grew on us and everything, but it just wasn't fitting in.
Yeah, and like even with Dio Madden was
what's up?
That's it. Even Dio Madden
was pretty good. Now, Mr. Yeager, yes, Yeager, Mr. Lip Dizzle. See, look, I apparently I want Yeager to be here. Apparently,
I know, right?
The energy for Yeager to be here. They have already announced Adnan Virk's replacement, who will start Monday night. And
this I did not hear.
And for all you MMA fans, it is Jimmy Smith who will replace Adnan Virk. Now, Jimmy Smith has done some things in WWE. He's done some pre-shows, so he's kind of used to it. He mainly did. Was it Bellator?
It was either Bellator or hold on,
because I know I heard his commentary before. I just can't remember what promotion, but yes, he is replacing Adnan Virk, and he will be joining Graves and Saxton Monday night.
Yeah, Bellator.
Okay, I thought so. So, Mr. Xylee, how do you feel about that? Even though we haven't heard him commentating in that sense yet.
Well, it's easier to translate commentary from a combat sport to professional wrestling. I think it's one of the same reasons why WWE was reaching out to Daniel Cormier to do something as well. Yes. With baseball, it's different. Like, I mean, you're not gonna find Amaro Ronaldo in everything, because Mauro Ronaldo can commentate damn near anything.
Anything,
you know.
Mauro Ronaldo can commentate paint drying, and I'll be there the whole time.
Exactly. So with this, I'm okay with it, and I'm actually intrigued by it, but I'm not sure how well it's going to go over, because I mean, you think about sliding somebody in the commentary, and you're talking about Raw. They need to figure out what the fuck to do with their show, you know. This will help people watch these boring matches even more, but it's not going to bring any excitement to a dead show, or dying show rather.
I 100% agree.
And now again,
I'm glad you used that phrase because I'm going to reuse it later. But go ahead.
Okay.
No. Go ahead and finish your point you was making with. No, my bad. Yeah, I'm gonna reuse your phrase later, but go ahead and finish your point.
No, I was saying is that just going back to with Mauro Ronaldo is like you can easily put him on Raw, and that'll make me watch it because of how the excitement that he'll bring to a boring match. Yes. But other than that, you know, again, not everybody can be Mauro. So
that is also true. That is 1,000% true. So, do what you need to do to bring Mauro back? But now the phrase was used, dying show. And the reason why I thought that was interesting, because it also ties into me just saying I kind of tuned in here and there to watch Raw. Well, it's been reported that Vinnie Mac wants some NXT superstars called up. And if you watch SmackDown, Rick Boogs, who is the guy who used to do the Agritouring in NXT, like he didn't do a lot of matches, but I think he's the guy that plays the Night Panther in their little advertisements. I think that's him. But he debuted on SmackDown as Shinsuke's guitarist. Like he was playing along Shinsuke's music. So when that happened on SmackDown, I was watching Monday back and forth to see if any NXT call-ups pop up, mainly, Roddy, since Roddy hasn't popped up yet.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if any. Oh, okay.
Speaking of popping up,
look.
Mom is here.
Look. I know it wasn't you, Scoot, because you wouldn't do this to me. But somebody, and I mean, we're on the news still, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Well, I won't spoil future events that are technically past, but I just know that there has to be a Shotzi hater somewhere. And one of y'all's mamas came out here and knew that I was a Shotzi fan, Shotzi adorer, if you may. But I just got off the phone with State Farm because somebody mama just doesn't know how to drive with some backup cameras. So so apologies for the lateness, but I'm just trying to make sure that you Raquel lovers just know your place and know that you ain't getting one over on me or Shotzi. But now that that's all said, let's carry on.
Oh wow.
I'm a small, little sweat, little heat. I really want to see like a Marco Stunt size wrestler come out to the name Lil Heat, but
yeah.
These are fans. What did we just miss?
I was just saying on the story, Jaeger, that apparently Vinnie Max wants some NXT call-ups.
Yes,
that was the reason why I was kind of tuning in here and there to Raw to see who might show up, because Rick Boogs showed up Thursday and he was the guy who was doing all the air guitars and all that back in NXT.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And he showed up as Shinsuke's guitarist. And
interesting.
Yeah, so
he had a violinist before.
I know, right? So I was trying to tune in on SmackDown, Raw, to see if any call-ups happen. So that's the only reason why I kind of tuned into that dying show, as Mr. Xylee put it earlier.
I mean, people are addressing the reasons why Raw's viewership has dropped off so dramatically, and lo and behold, it's all the shit we've been talking about, guys. So,
right?
I mean,
ridiculous.
Yeah, I have.
I'm a little confused on if that's going to end up being Adam Cole that gets called up, especially because of all this NXT talking he's been doing.
I really don't know, because it makes, because I mean, in the process too, with them quote unquote calling up Rick Boogs, he hasn't been on NXT TV in like forever.
Really?
Because I mean, technically, they also called up Enda Shear, because Enda Shear is with Jinder Mahal. So
Jinder's back. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I couldn't necessarily say who will be called up at this point.
Yeah, not sure.
But I got two more little stories before we get to the meat and potatoes of this show. Mr. Xylee, if you want to tune out, you can tune out. But Monday night, there was another Charlotte versus Asuka match. And it wasn't so much the match. It was certain things that was done during the match. With her fiance's blessings, Charlotte has adopted a couple of Andrade's movesets. One being, you know how he does the big boot and the big boot gets blocked and they do the little back elbow?
Yeah.
She pulled that out, and she also pulled out the double moonsault. The moonsault off the top rope that misses, and then they do the standing moonsault that hits.
Oh, yeah.
So she borrowed those two moves from her fiance and Andrade. So King fans noticed it, but Andrade actually posted it on IG himself by saying, you know, because he was doing the whole, this is her doing it, this is me doing it thing. So, yes.
Okay,
Charlotte is adopting a few of Andrade's movesets.
Did commentary acknowledge that?
Hey, hold on. I'm going to sit this here. Whatever Mr. Xylee say.
No, I mean, fuck all that with Charlotte. I need to backtrack just a quick second because I had to when it bothered me when you stated Vince wanted to bring up more NXT talent. So I had to go through. I counted this just now. That's why I was looking away. I counted this 3 different times just to make sure I had this shit right. So SmackDown's a 2-hour show.
2 hours.
Their roster of the males, 24.
What?
Their females?
Oh, you know what? You did say SmackDown.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought I heard Raw, but go ahead.
Yeah. No. Oh, trust. I'm going to get to that too. 2-hour show, 24 roster, a 24 male roster. Females, they have 10.
10.
Yeah, 10. 10.
Shit.
10. Hold
on.
How
many women's matches do you get in a SmackDown show?
At least 2.
So you're getting anywhere between 2 to 8.
Multi-woman match or one-on-one?
So you're getting anywhere between 2 to 8 women of those 10 wrestling in a night?
Yes.
Basically.
Okay.
And is it sad that I can name all 10?
That's... I don't know if sad is the word for it.
It would be sad, but I don't think it would be that sad. But let's go to Raw because we all know SmackDown's a better show. Smaller roster, better show.
Yes.
Right.
Raw, 3 hours. Now we talked about Raw being a dying show. Period.
Yes.
Now the reason I get frustrated when they talk about bringing up talent from NXT, let's go with the females first. They have 14 females on Raw.
And that's including Eva Marie?
Let's see.
Oof.
Yes. That is including Eva Marie.
Okay.
Y'all want to take a guess at how many males are on the Raw roster?
14 to 10. So I'm gonna say
about 45.
I'm gonna say. Wait. Go ahead. No. All right. Off a blind guess, I was gonna say 38.
Y'all are both pretty much similarly close. 41.
41. Okay.
41.
So technically, Jaeger will win that since I went over.
That price is right, man.
So here's the thing with this.
Wait. Hold on. 14 women and 45 males.
41 males.
41 males. Jeez. And we see the same 20 dudes.
That's the point that I was trying to make right there. You see the same types of matchups.
Actually, no. I'm glad you just said that because somebody this Monday commented that Raw means rematch ass wrestling.
Yeah.
Rematch ass wrestling. And honestly, since WrestleMania, that's how it's been. It's been the same matches every week for the past 6 weeks. Even after WrestleMania Backlash, it's still been the same matches.
It's ridiculous.
Bad on the creative side.
Very. But to go to the whole Charlotte thing, Look, again, I'm not going to sit here and say that Charlotte's a bad professional wrestler. She's not. She's not in the slightest. She's very good in the ring. Again, just like I've told everybody, my gripe with Charlotte is really just her feeding into her own hype that backstage builds for her. Now, when it comes to her adopting Andrade's, I guess skillless. I haven't seen it, but if I put it in my head and I'm thinking about it, they're not the same type of wrestler. So
I can send it to you, and you can check your IG right quick. So I can send it to you of how it looks. I'm gonna just say maybe because it was the first time doing it, they wasn't as crisp.
Gotcha.
But of course, they could always get better. Like, I'm not gonna just necessarily shit on her and just say, "Oh my God, it was the worst thing ever." No, it can get better. But yeah, so it can get a little crisp. I don't know if it was a hey, I'm doing this move, so this, that, and the other. But I sent it to you, so you could. I sent it to our group chat, so you can take a gander and see for yourself.
I look at it like this: if she treats these new moves like she treats her moonsault, it will never get better.
Oh well, then don't look at the second half of the video then. Yeah, don't look at the second half.
Oh, that's ugly.
Which one?
The back elbow.
Like I said, man, because it's the first time.
Oh no, she's definitely gonna do it. No. One, because here's the thing. She's not that fluid like wrestler like that. She's supposed to be, a stiff powerhouse in a way.
That's what I'm saying. She's supposed to be stiff. Like, she's not supposed to be a high flyer or this and the other.
Yeah.
She's supposed to be Ric Flair's daughter.
Exactly.
My question about all that is, did they actually acknowledge those as Andrade's moves on commentary?
Oh, they're not.
I didn't. I know when she did the kick to the elbow, it was just a reaction of, oh, she caught up with the. I don't know about with the moonsault because I didn't see that part because I turned from the TV because I was like, oh my God, we're getting Charlotte versus Asuka again.
Yeah,
that's more than fair.
Like how Dizzle just said. I seriously doubt they acknowledged.
Yeah.
They didn't.
Especially because now he's wrestling AAA.
They didn't do like Beth Phoenix did to Frankie Monet. A little foreshadowing.
Okay.
A little quick spoiler in a sense. They didn't do like that.
Yeah.
How dare you, sir? For these good people. How dare you? Anyway.
A little teaser. But yeah, so I'm gonna just say I don't mind her keeping the boot to the elbow. I don't mind that.
Right.
I don't want necessarily the moonsault to continue because, like you said, the fluidness is gonna look weird because it's gonna look set up in a sense. Like, it's gonna look like it's a setup. I mean, because you saw the way Asuka had to kind of like roll back into position. Like, it's gonna look set up-ish.
Yeah.
If I had to compare Charlotte's moonsault to anybody's, as far as how set up it looks, I'd have to say Cody's.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Although Cody pulls his off better. Yeah. I mean, Cody pulls his off better, but like just the timing that it takes just to get this thing going.
And I wonder that Charlotte add that moonsault to her arsenal just to say she has it because it's not even pulled off every match. It's only really pulled off, quote unquote, in the big matches, and then even in those big matches, it's not even necessary. Like,
there are Oscar matches for no reason.
Like her moonsault is kind of an unnecessary move because she'll never win.
I really think that's just her showboating athleticism at that point.
Yeah, because like she'll never win with it. It's not. It doesn't really inflict so much extra damage. It's just a move that, like you just said, Jaeger, that she can show off her athleticism.
Well,
You know what? I think I could give her the benefit of the doubt for the whole NXT stuff, because remember when she did her entrance in the beginning of NXT, what she would do, she did that front handspring and then she would split into the ring. So
yeah. Does she not do any of that anymore?
No, she doesn't. She just goes. She actually goes to the ring and goes to the stairs. She doesn't even do the whole because she wears the robe.
No front handspring, no split, huh?
Yeah, she goes to the stairs and waits for a ref to pull down the ropes for her.
Yeah, and even with that moonsault, it really only would work. It would actually only look better when she goes against somebody like, Rhea Ripley or Nia Jax or Tamina. The smaller opponents that she has, Asuka, Sasha Banks, Bayley, Bianca Belair, it doesn't even look like it's going to be effective because it almost looks like they can't even hold her weight when she comes down. And on top of that, she doesn't even hit anybody with it. So
she really doesn't.
Definitely think we've given, like, not to pull the cane on the curtain type of thing, but definitely think we've given Charlotte too much of a talking.
I agree.
Well, with that being said, I sent y'all a story, and I don't know if y'all got a chance to read it, but Patrick Clark, formerly known as Velveteen Dream, broke his silence. To give a quick recap, he did confirm that the character was based off of Prince. He confirmed, confirmed, he detailed the counts of both of his allegations, and personally speaking, I kind of believe it. With that being said, what do y'all think was next for Patrick Clark? Like, what do y'all think?
Until this shit. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead, Jaeger.
No.
Yes.
I feel like I jumped in on shit. I feel like I jumped in on shit. No. Hey man, just don't. Guys, just don't send your moms after me. Like I don't want to just go through that again. That was fucking awkward. Like she had the typical Karen haircut too, and I was just like fighting back somewhere between rage and laughter. Anyways, hit us with it, Lip.
After going over this whole thing, I do believe it. I do believe his side of the story, but there is a caveat to this whole situation, and it's only because of the timing. Because just walk with me for a bit, because it's not me incriminating Patrick Clark in any way, shape, or form. I have to look at it objectively, and with that, you have to think about it. Somebody who him breaking his silence, cool. But you also have to think he has been ejected from WWE/NXT. So you have to think somebody that wants to clear the record, who wants to continue working in the professional wrestling industry. They're going to want to make sure that they plead their case to make sure they still can assure a position in another company. So there's that side of my brain that thinks, okay, well, maybe this has an ulterior motive to where it's like, okay, you know what? I need to make sure that my shit is cleared so that way I can get work elsewhere. Now, nothing in this whole statement screams disingenuous at all. Of course, I'm a factual person. Me looking at it objectively, like I said, there hasn't been any more talk from his accusers. And with WWE stating that, hey, they've done X, Y, and Z and found nothing, cool. But if that's the case, then why not stick by your employee and just keep him employed? Unless you just don't want the backlash. So that's why there's so many things. There's so many things in this situation to where it's like there's certain red flags. Now, do I believe Patrick Clark? Probably more of a 60-40 split. 60% of me actually does believe this. 40% of me is going to look at it, realistically and say, okay, well, I still need more facts because everything here is just hearsay. So that's where I am. But
go ahead. Did you have your thought or
no? I'm just mirroring what I said last week. Is that 50-50 whether or not if he is the accused and it is true, then hey, just get the help you need so you can get the jobs that you want to get. And if you're innocent, then hopefully you either go back to WWE, NXT, or New Japan, AEW, Impact, Ring of Honor, whoever hires you, and you actually get the status of being a Hall of Fame worthy professional wrestler. So now I'm done.
Sorry, I heard the pause and I was like, all right. Didn't know if you were done or not.
Double Dutch.
I don't know. My whole thing is I'm on the same side as you as far as the 60-40 thing. However, the biggest issue for me is the time that it took for all this to come out.
True.
I mean, I'm sure WWE told him, "Hey, keep your mouth shut until either like we clear you or until like we fire you." And I'm sure, I mean, like just calling it as it is, but and I'm sure there were probably some settlements that were not going to be televised or reported. That maybe some lawyers maybe have had some talks. However, I'm literally just like talking I'm almost doing an Ace Ventura and talking out my ass on this because I mean I am neither the accuser or the accused. I don't know shit here. But with all that said, I do want to believe that he came from a genuine place. Was it still okay for him to talk to people of an under 18 variety? No. Like, honestly, should have just kept those conversations way off. Like, hey,
or kept them public.
Exactly. Or kept them public. At that point, you got to either tell your fan who is apparently becoming your friend, like, look, you're cool, but I can get in trouble. Or, like you just said, make it very public and be like, okay, these are my fans. I love my fans. I'll talk to all my fans, blah, blah, blah. Like, you can't kind of just leave it in a middle ground. Sure. And that's where all of us are looking at this. However, I don't know how long it's going to take him to get work again, like without any kind of concrete proof that something did or did not happen. If it did happen, I don't see him working anymore. If it didn't happen, then I can see him getting picked up, but only as far as it like gets proven that nothing happened.
True.
Like,
absolutely.
I tried to compare the apples to oranges about like Rich Swann, and I mean, that was like due to like me not having as much information as I do now. Like he's completely apologized. He's like, look, this was just like a seeing red moment, and his girlfriend and everything even confirmed that like she forgives him for everything.
I mean, like, he's married to this day, so
exactly.
So yeah, that was foul on me to even try and make that comparison. There's definitely a whole bunch of a difference between a settled dispute and then potential grooming.
Well, the thing is on that end is that he, his now wife was able to kind of corroborate on his side to where it's like, okay, well, she can come to his defense to where it's not as bad. Velveteen or Patrick Clark doesn't really have that unless his accusers come out and say, hey, we lied.
Exactly.
Well, this is the curious case of all of this, and I'm gonna throw names out. We had Matt Riddle, we had Austin Theory, we had Velveteen Dream, we had a taste of Lars Sullivan, even though it was other stuff. We had the gentleman Jack Gallagher, and we had also Tyler Bate. And we had Tyler Bate. Out of those names I just said, 3 were only fired. And that was Lars, Jack Gallagher, and Velveteen Dream.
Sure.
Riddle got in front of his real quick. Riddle was like, I got a lawyer. She was a fling. She held on, whatever. I don't know Jack Gallagher's story necessarily, but apparently his was so bad he hadn't wrestled since.
Yeah, so I recall his being pretty bad.
I remember Tyler's Bate name being thrown out there, but I guess his must have been disproven so fast.
I knew that was a lie.
I ain't get nobody else say anything with Tyler Bate. Now, Austin Theory is a curious case because he had almost a similar situation as Velveteen Dream. So I wonder what was found differently between these two situations to where Theory is still there, but Dream is gone.
That's a very good question.
I also wonder, does Dream's character has to play in this too? Because with Dream playing such a sexual ambiguous character.
Yeah.
Does it have to do with? Because I mean, it would have been hard to rebrand him as something else.
Well, here's a situation when this is why his character comes into play. Because if you, I mean, just like reading his whole statement, even he stated that when they were messaging back through voice, he was using his Velveteen Dream character voice.
Mm-hmm.
So that in itself can, you know,
alive.
Yeah, which is cool. But if you think about it in a court of law, they listen to that, they're going to be like, I mean, you sounded pretty suggestive, yeah. So
yeah, but exactly. Then you got to go pouring through like film after film of him doing promos and seeing like, look, this is how my character talks.
Exactly.
And that's what I was in front of my fans is my character.
Yeah, and also with that now the site that he was talking about, which of course they talked about his pictures being leaked as if he sent those pictures. The site that he's talking about is I guess a site for like leaked male wrestler nudes or stuff like that.
Or was it just male wrestlers? I thought it was just wrestlers.
Yeah, no, it's just male wrestlers.
Oh, okay.
Almost akin to like you know the whole fappening thing that happened like in 2016.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Yeah.
So
I just
you know,
about that. Yeah, I don't recall any males being revealed like that.
Exactly. Yeah. And if you're getting leaked stuff, you know, if you're finding this stuff, it's gonna look like you can easily send a picture to somebody. So if like they find that and they put it up, say, "Oh, he sent this to me," it's working against him. And of course, it's that voice message that he sent that makes it even worse because you attach that to that, and it's like it's very incriminating. So it's hard to kind of tell whose side on who unless you know they actually go in and investigate thoroughly. But you know.
Definitely something that it's a slippery slope. Let's just call it that.
I'm gonna wrap my end up by saying, Patrick, do the necessary things you need to do to get help, fix the issue, get back in good graces.
Yes,
you know, do what you need to do to better yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, decision making. You know. Things like this does happen, and I would say I look forward to see what you're going to do next. I mean, unfortunately, the character you created and helped mold and build, unfortunately, may be dead now.
Yeah,
but
which sucks because that's a fantastic character.
I hope you have the skills and creativity to reinvent yourself as somebody else, and if you have to kill it outside of WWE, then do so. But I definitely want you to get the help needed, get the situation cleared up, squared away, 100%. And also take note that even if you are 100% exonerated, you got to be prepared to accept the fact that people are going to always see you in this light.
Yes.
You can be 100% in the clear. Somebody's going to still be like, oh, well, he ain't nothing but or he likes.
Yeah.
So you got to be willing to prepare your mind and psyche for that too. So all I would say is definitely Velveteen Dream will live on because, I mean, amazing character in NXT. I wish we could have saw it on the main roster, but, you know, Pat Clark, get better.
Absolutely.
Right by your mental.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Now can we? Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was about to say if we were done, can we start talking about Raquel though?
No, we cannot. Not today.
Oh, we can't.
I mean,
not today.
Can we talk about Raquel though?
No, but we can talk about Shotzi and some injustices that may have occurred.
That's it's crazy that both of y'all state that because see, we don't have to choose either or because they both started off the night in a tag match.
The team that's on the left side, I 100% was choosing them. I mean, I'm not gonna even lie. Granted,
we know.
Granted, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Dakota, Ember, and Shotzi though But Raquel, though, hey, NXT Women's Champion, though.
Dakota's always gonna get that look like, but you know.
Absolutely. I mean, mine will be more invasive.
Shotzi's always the. I need to be Jaeger Loomis now. Anyways,
I kept having issues leading up to this because I felt like they kept treating Raquel as not the champion that she's supposed to be. But after watching this match and then after watching the end of this match, I realize they're building. They are gradually building. Like they're not just going to give us this whole downfall of the partnership between Kai and Gonzalez. They're getting us invested into it because we already know it's coming, but they're not letting this thing fall apart immediately. And now I'm starting to appreciate that because now after this match, I can see what's probably going to happen. You're probably going to get Shotzi and Ember individually competing against Raquel for the NXT Women's Championship before Dakota even gets a chance to compete for it. Now with this match though,
hold on. Before you continue, since you kind of just said that, I think Raquel is going to have a whatchamacallit moment, Khaleesi moment.
Mother of Dragons,
for my Game of Thrones fans out there, because this was the only thing in season 8 I thought was worth it. Was when my man's in them Tyrion was like, "Hey, when you hear them bells, it's over." She heard them bells. She looked at it and said, "Fuck them bells and fuck this city." Scorched earth, motherfuckers. And I have a feeling that's what's gonna happen with Raquel. I think it's gonna slowly start to click, and Dakota eventual betrayal, or maybe even Raquel's betrayal to Dakota, whatever. Something in her is gonna snap, and that's when it's gonna happen. That's when she's gonna start running rampage on everybody. But this match, though,
match, I was honestly expecting. I'm not gonna spoil this match, but towards the end, I was honestly expecting.
Oh no, we hit a spoiler. We hit a spoiler.
All right, cool then. So when Dakota starts talking about, hey, let's beat these two up, like holding Ember hostage over here while some injustices were being done, I honestly thought I was going to see that switch right there. I thought she was going to let up. I was like, nah, this ain't cool. But when I saw what she did to Shotzi, I was like, yeah, they're gonna drag this out. They're playing this the slow play. They're doing the opposite of what AEW does, which is just speed shit up for no reason.
And then, but 2 weeks, keep it over.
Yeah, Shotzi definitely got a bell rock.
And you know what?
Yeah.
And to say, not to make it sound weird. I don't want it to sound weird. Shotzi must have a very high pain threshold. Because she's the one that always doing the wild shit. I didn't want it to sound weird.
I was going to say that she's been in a few horror movies where she does look like she's rigged up in a way or two.
Because my mind automatically went there, so I.
To the horror movies? Yeah, me too. Me too.
The horror movies. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Power bombed into the fence guardrail thing. Then power bombed into the apron, then back power bombed into the fencing. Yeah. It was just pure decimation. And I'm not gonna lie, the visual of Dakota Kai holding down Ember was kind of funny. Because it's Ember, if you don't overpower this cute little girl here,
right,
and save your friend.
Right.
I guess the takeaway on this for me was it's really got to suck when you're holding that championship gold and you're still taking L's. But
Hey. Who got pinned? Who got pinned?
I mean,
Who got?
but I mean that's like
Who got
creators'
pinned?
fault.
Who got pinned?
I mean, it's just good that they're not like AEW and actually tracking the win losses there.
God damn it. Who got pinned?
I mean,
I don't think it was Raquel.
Well, I mean, of course not. Just like but an L still is an L. And guess what? Raquel's name ends with.
Go home, Jaeger. Please.
But look, long may she reign as champion up until Shotzi challenges her. But
cancel him. Go ahead and go.
We getting canceled?
Take his little block.
Oh man!
Go ahead and take his little block off.
I thought that culture was not for us. What is this?
I think you and I could just finish this. I think we got this.
Look, man, you got the final word in. She did the power bomb. She did the things. She caused the damage. Like Bay's gonna probably be off TV for like a couple of weeks while Ember Moon tries to like run roughshod on those two.
hold up. See, here's the thing. You want to know why she took so many of those power bombs? It's because as Scoot said so eloquently, I think she was waiting for the colossal Jaeger bomb.
Ooh, damn lip, damn.
No, not damn lip, damn Scoot. Scoot said this before you got on.
Yeah. Damn Scoot. Damn, you're right. Probably.
That's why she was okay with it.
So I need to get to Florida. I need to go buy a fucking plane ticket. Anyways.
But
There's
yeah,
too much shit going on. But AEW is starting to roll on the road again.
Ember and Shotzi clearly go over. I mean, you expected it. They're gonna get their rematch against the Way for sure, and probably not win that match.
Probably
Scoot
not.
didn't like that. But yeah, from there we got Bobby Fish returning in singles competition against the bruiserweight Pete Dunne.
This wasn't fair.
It wasn't, but I also think that it goes with storytelling as well, because with Bobby Fish, I don't think he should have won anyway. I think, because of the fact that he's been a tag team wrestler for so long, with basically the inception of the Undisputed Era, he's pretty much just been a tag team wrestler. So for him to go into a singles match with Pete Dunne,
Yeah,
I don't think anybody should have expected him to win at all. He should have either lost regular or lost by fucking shenanigans. But he should not have won this. They need to build a story with him where he's building himself up as a singles competitor and then getting there, because it's perfect for him to do that right now.
Well, I was thinking when I was watching this match, I wonder, was this supposed to be the takeover stand and deliver match? Because him and Kushida kind of made sense, but then literally Kushida lost 1 week and the next week, boom, cruiserweight champion.
True.
So I wonder, was Bobby Fish not cleared in time, and this was supposed to be the stand and deliver match between Fish and Dunn.
But see, I can see that, because I think that was the same night that Cole super kicked both O'Reilly and Balor.
right.
Wait, was that one?
No. Stand and deliver is when O'Reilly and Cole had their unsanctioned match.
You're right.
What was
right.
the previous takeover? It was the takeover before Stand and Deliver.
It was the takeover before. Okay.
Yeah, that was the WrestleMania weekend. Stand and Deliver. Okay.
Yeah. It was the Valentine's Day takeover.
Right.
So yeah, this would have made sense.
Yeah. So I wonder, was Dunn supposed to fight Fish at Stand and Deliver, And because I mean, especially after what happened with the match, to fast forward with Orny Lorcan and Dunn beating the shit out of him at the end, it kind of made sense for it to be a stand and deliver match.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad they took this approach and they didn't do the whole cliche have O'Reilly come out and help them and then they do a tag for like one night only type shit, because that would have been some main roster shit they would have done.
And the whole time I was watching, I thought that was gonna happen. I was like, when is Kyle's music gonna hit?
And I'm glad he didn't come out. He may not have been there, so that could have been that too. But yeah, like this wasn't a bad match. I'm just intrigued to see what kind of happens with Fish moving forward. Mainly because this is the clear opening for him to get into the North American Championship picture, which is growing at the moment. So, which of course, speaking of which, Scoot, you'll like this because Hit Row, they almost pulled a Miro in a way, but very. More in a very strategic and calm way. They put every champ. No, you're good. They put every champ on notice.
Wait. Hold on. As much as I fuck with Hit Row, you see B Fab didn't call out Raquel though.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. She don't want that smoke yet.
I mean, her name Big Mommy, cool for a reason, right?
Exactly.
See, I give her props. She just messed with the wrong chick that night. Anyways.
Understandable.
I love when a stable does this. I love when a stable has a clear path of where they want to go. And with that, I mean, now we pretty much have an idea of where everybody is thinking about going outside of B-Fab, of course. I'm pretty sure she's probably going to wait till somebody else has that title to try and take it.
Ooh. I'd like to see that like jump out of nowhere, like on a new champ.
It might happen.
Yeah. Well, and judging by how things went a little bit later on in the show, I am more so now convinced that Bronson Reed is losing that title to Swerve.
Yes.
Yeah.
Period. Because they could have easily slotted Swerve in to go after Bronson Reed like ASAP. But to have him be the type of heel, which I like this, to be the type of heel that sits back and just watches the landscape and says, okay, I'm going to pick my moment here. Or I'm going to wait. I'm going to see what happens here.
Mm-hmm.
That's the sign of a fantastic heel.
Not only that, a fantastic heel group, because the fact that AJ and Ashanti was like, hey, we could take those tag team titles, and Ashanti was like, hey, I'm even looking at that cruiserweight title is looking pretty nice. The fact that, like you said, they called out every champion on the US side of NXT to let them know that, hey, I mean, hell, even Swerve was like, oh yeah, I'm paying attention to that main event too. So
and it said TikTok, and I was like, huh, okay.
Oh yeah.
That's interesting. I mean, we all know he's not going to go after Cross, but yeah.
I mean, nice little thing to throw out. I think Swerve's just throwing us a swerve on that.
Now, of course, from there we get into some of the midpoints. I'm not going to say a low point. I'm going to say a midpoint because this match in itself was a low point because it's a squash match. Zeta Ramir against or being squashed by Mercedes Martinez.
Mercedes Martinez and Zeta Ramir, though.
Yeah, this match was mainly a setup for what happened after, which,
what happened after and before.
Yes. Oh, that's right. Because
I've been before.
She cut that promo.
Boa was watching Mercedes.
Yeah.
In the background, and that was more foreshadowing for what happened later. Because once Martinez won and them lights shut off, and I love how they did that, where they put the mark on the screen, and then when the lights kind of came back on, she had the mark on her hand. I was like, okay, that's a good way to do that.
What they're doing, yeah.
Yeah. So
why is it Boa coming out though, and not Xylee?
I guess because Boa must be the Boa. It seems to be like Boa must be like the, I guess, like the handler.
Yeah.
While Zaya is the weapon in a sense.
Interesting.
You know.
Okay.
Boa hasn't wrestled unless Boa's been wrestling on 205 Live. Boa hasn't wrestled in like a good year. So
I have no idea.
Gotta relocate. Gotta feed this dog real quick.
Let's see. No, I got nothing on him right now.
It's been a minute since Boa wrestled.
Oh no, okay, no, I do have it right here. Wow. His last match was an NXT show on October 26, 2019 against Damian Priest.
I was about to say, I know it's been a minute.
Against Priest though? Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah, 2019. So yeah, he's definitely, and these are just live shows. These aren't even like NXT shows. Like
I know it's been a minute.
He hasn't had an official match in that long.
There you go.
Put that man in the ring, please.
I mean, especially because he went through the same training. Like,
so I'm assuming that Xylee goes over on Martinez.
Yeah,
she just gets a good match out of it.
I don't see Martinez being in NXT too much longer. Personally,
really?
I mean, she was supposed to be a part of Retribution.
So you think she goes to the main roster?
Yeah. So I don't see her being. I think once they try to figure out, the problem is she has to be. So wherever they're going with this whole Shayna stuff, Shayna, Nia Jax, all that stuff, she has to be opposite shows of Shayna.
Why's that?
The whole two alpha female things, and knowing WWE within a month we'll get Mercedes versus Shayna, and it'd be like, fam, y'all could have built up to that. Like, only a month passed, and boom, we already getting this match. You know.
Damn, that would be a great match. Seeing like two like badass women just go at it.
I mean, they did it in NXT.
They did.
But
I mean, Shayna also ran roughshod through like the whole women's division, essentially.
True. So, but yeah, definitely at some point, like I said, I have a feeling they're gonna be opposite shows. But yeah, I don't see Mercedes being on the being on NXT too much longer.
Okay.
Fair.
I can see that. So then Xylee would come in looking stronger. Who beats Xylee though?
Oscar.
It's gonna have to be somebody of as much of a trajectory as her. Like, it has to be somebody like a Saray or somebody like a Shotzi, Ember, Candice, Raquel. It has to be somebody on that high plateau, because obviously with her going after Mercedes, obviously they want Zaya to be prepared to go to the next level. So
it might be Raquel.
I was say, like it's gonna be somebody equal or higher billing.
I was about to say, we're not about to see Shotzi in action for like another couple of weeks. So after Mercedes, damn, I'm not sure who. Like, like Raquel is tied up with
With this situation and
oh
the
yeah,
way.
with this situation with the way, but exactly, and the way is coming up soon.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
No
Maybe
telling.
Dakota. Maybe Dakota to get a match in. I don't know.
I can see her beating Dakota. Like I said, I can see her.
Yeah. Ooh, Dakota could be like, hey, you want to take on the champ? Blah blah blah. You gotta beat her bestie.
So I guess we'll have to see how this goes after the whole Mercedes Martinez situation.
True.
Exactly.
But yeah, going from that to an interesting situation, kind of a letdown at the end of it for me, but interesting nonetheless. And that is Cameron Grimes and Ted DiBiase.
Can I say something before you continue, Mr. Dizzle?
Absolutely.
Jaeger Bombastic was right.
Oh.
Jaeger Bombastic was right.
This guy?
You was right. The storyline stretched too far, and it broke.
I feel like they didn't know where to go with it, so they've done this.
Even the missus Ashley, she was like, "What the fuck did we just watch?"
I'm going to have to retract what I stated when I agreed with Jaeger, because after watching, see, my letdown didn't come from the segment itself. It came from something not happening that I thought was going to happen as it was going on. And the more I thought about it, the more I was like, okay, well, this is an interesting way to take the story. Because before LA Knight came out, Ted DiBiase started his speech. And as he started to talk, my mind, and I got excited because I'm like, wait a minute, is he about to give him the $1 million belt?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
thought so too. I thought that was going to happen too.
And it didn't happen because LA Knight came in and interrupted. So now the way that he was talking, saying that he kind of lost his focus, I'm like, okay, so now we have something to where now my excitement is only if this is going this direction. If not, it's a complete waste. But if you give Cameron Grimes something to occupy his time before he goes after a legit title, this will work for him. But only for Cameron Grimes in this gimmick. If you give him the $1 million title, it's going to work way better than it did for the ringmaster, Steve Austin.
Yes.
So, because if he takes this belt and treats it kind of how the FTW belt should be treated, and he says, hey, this title's bigger than everything, and he kind of runs with that, he can actually add longevity to his character and his gimmick, and he won't even have to go for a title for probably the better part of this year.
As long as he keeps rolling with that $1 million title, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. But they have to do that, because if they don't, then yes, this will go the way that Jaeger was saying that it's going to go, where this is going to fizzle out and it's going to overstay its welcome and it's not going to mean anything. It's going to be wasted opportunity.
The only thing I see positively coming out of this is if we get LA Knight versus Cameron Grimes for said $1 million title, Cameron Grimes wins, and Ted DiBiase finally acknowledges him as the $1 million man.
No, that's a question though now, because now, judging by this, is Cameron Grimes a face?
I don't know.
Because the way that it was going, you had LA Knight clearly working as the heel, and of course you have the crowd behind Cameron Grimes.
Of course,
yes.
So with that, I mean, and then this is an AEW, so of course they clearly have heels and faces. So you have a heel coming out to scold another heel. Cameron Grimes is working almost like a face a little bit at the close to the end. Mm-hmm. So yeah. And on top of that, so is Ted DiBiase with LA Knight now too? Or is that just... I guess
we'll have to see next week.
Yeah.
I feel like Ted DiBiase at this point is just that Xavier Woods gift, just eating the Big E gift, just eating the popcorn. Just like ready to... And then LA... Or no. But then also Xavier Woods in the same gif where he's just like dancing and just watching it all happen.
Truth.
Like, yeah.
But,
I just want it to be over already, regardless. Sorry, guys, but
no, I understand. I understand that completely, and I'm with you. If it's going that odd direction, but if it's going in the direction that I'm perceiving that it's going to be, then give me the story, but make sure that you do it right.
Yes,
but yeah. From there, we get Indy walking around backstage, and for the moment, I thought I was about to add another member to the fuck Everrise camp. It didn't go that way, but something did click to me though.
Mm-hmm.
Scoot Yeager, I don't know if y'all gonna remember this, but there was a tag team in the Attitude Era by the name of Too Much.
Hey,
I do not, to be honest.
Scotty Too Hottie and Christopher, Brian Christopher before he was Grandmaster Sexy.
yes.
When they were Too Much, this is before they were Too Cool.
Right.
When they were Too Much, they were the most annoying tag team.
They were.
And when I saw Everrise last night,
oh no,
it immediately clicked to me. It's like they are the Too Much of NXT.
Damn that WWE.
Yeah, and here's the problem. The problem with this, because I seen it last night, with the way that NXT's booking them in these segments, they are going to become a fan favorite tag team, and I hate that.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that because they're going to become this. Yeah, they're going to become this gimmick tag team because NXT knows how to promote their characters.
Yeah,
and they're doing justice by just shoving them down everybody's throat, by making them the most annoying people. Because watch, I guarantee it, they're going to end up winning those tag titles on a fluke victory.
Oh God, no.
Oh no. No, you know what? It won't even be a fluke. It'll be a fuck finish. Watch.
That too, something. And it's probably going to be Malcolm Bivens' bitch ass.
Whoa. Why do we have to get that straight?
He said female dog ass.
Malcolm Bivens did not deserve that straight. You just
You're right.
Malcolm,
What he meant to say was Malcolm Bivens doesn't deserve that yet.
in the way, I don't know if y'all watch Battle of the Brands on Up Down Down, but in the way Austin Creed likes to say it, Malcolm Bivens.
Look, Xavier. Look, I know you want to ride for your homie, man, but just let it go, man. He doesn't deserve that company, man. He doesn't deserve that company.
I can't get behind anybody that shows up on TV like.
I'm telling you.
Fair enough.
Wait till I'm telling you, he's gonna end up being a janitor. He's gonna be something one day unless they
You know
change
what?
it.
You know what? You're absolutely right. Dude, I'll take that back. I would love to see Malcolm Bivens like trying to show up to talent, just like.
That's why I'm saying. That's why I thought when I saw that hand last week hold up the Everrise Live sign, I was like, damn, watch that be Malcolm Bivens, because that's some shit that he would do.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, but to continue on with Indy searching for Dexter, she ended up getting to a room thanks to Drake Maverick, who pointed out where he would have been, and when she walked into that dark room, it's very, very clear that Dexter was heartbroken.
I felt so
and the
bad.
art, yeah, I know, right? But the art was good though. The art was
like,
so bad.
I mean, art was semi-creepy, semi-disturbing. I was upside down. Art was just an interesting way of expressing oneself. However, you know, Scoot, last week when we promoted an experimental idea for my dark review title. I feel like these were the dark thoughts of Dexter Lumis.
They were
Some that artwork. I was just like, this might need to be in some kind of a horror movie. There that goes.
He had the knife through the chest.
Yes.
It was like, oh, poor guy.
Quite graphic. You see, we say poor guy because we know he's a sweet guy, but
It's true.
I was just like, if I did not know this man, I might be terrified.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Like a hair.
just
yeah.
So yeah, and Indy now realizes that she kind of fucked up.
Yes.
So honestly, I'd be locking all the doors behind me.
I know. I think she's gonna keep those unlocked.
Well, I mean, the ones that lead to a certain room, maybe. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, from there, we finally get the debut of Frankie Monet, and one of our questions were answered. Does she take the dog to the ring? She does not.
She does not.
She does not. I was not a fan of this match.
Squash.
I think that's mainly because I hate squash matches, but at the same time, she also didn't do anything in this match, and maybe just could have been the whole NXT thing, and she trying to fit into like the WWE way of things. But this match just did not do it for me. I'm waiting to see her against an established talent on NXT.
And she had a very, very over the top, glamorous entrance.
Yes, absolutely.
But yeah, I agree. I wasn't. And once again, I think this goes off of, was I ever truly a fan of Taya Valkyrie?
I understand it, and I had those same instances where I thought about that, but I did come around. I was like, okay, let me quell that for now. And let me see how she works against established talent, because again, I have to take my brain out and understand, like, yeah, this still is developmental. So some of these people that are here, it's not going to be how it is on like AEW Darker Elevation, where they have people that's been working around indies and going around. Like all these other people are, especially NXT, are people that come in to be trained and then go on the show. So, so I had to look at it from that perspective. But
to be perfectly honest with you, and this is kind of a indictment to her in a sense, or indictment to the company. Maybe she should have just bypassed NXT.
I think so.
And been the 11th member of the women's roster on SmackDown.
Yeah, I think Frankie should just bypass NXT and either join her husband on Raw, or like you said, be the 11th woman on SmackDown.
Yeah, because that interruption thing during interviews would have worked perfect for her.
And that way, somebody like Dana Brooke or Mandy Rose would have been like, hey, yo, say, fam, you gonna stop interrupting me or interrupting these interviews.
Right.
And then boom, her first match could have been against Dana or Mandy or Nikki Cross or something like that.
Yeah.
Or if it was SmackDown, it could have been against one of the Riot Squad members.
Man, I would have booked the Riot Squad so differently.
But everybody would have everybody would have booked the Riot Squad.
Oh yeah, I'd definitely be booking Liv Morgan better. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, fantasy booking.
Guys, if y'all recall, I did have a thing at 7:30.
That's true.
It is 7:23 now. I feel like I will be a little late, but I kind of have to give it all dip on this one. I'm glad that we're like in between.
No, we're almost at the end. Go ahead and let them know where they can find you, so you can get up out of here, Jaeger, and handle your business.
I got that biz, but that biz is it's part of the biz cliz, so you know, I can never be too mad about it.
Right.
If y'all want to find me, if you want to give me some shit for chunking juice a little early, dipping out, by all means, bring that heat right there. Jaeger Bombastic, parentheses, Mr. Fantastic. No.
Hey,
But Instagram, Twitter, what am I on? Twitch. Am I on that on Twitch? I am on that on Twitch. Xbox, PlayStation.
TikTok.
Friend me. Find me. You know what? I did just post some TikToks. So yes, thank you, Scoot. But yeah, big deuces to my boys. Get y'all a little too sweet real quick.
Bam, bam,
Bam.
bam.
We'll be back here on, well, after
Saturday.
Dynamite.
Yeah,
Saturday it
Saturday.
is. Y'all take care.
For sure. Be safe, bro.
Be safe. But yeah, it was definitely a underwhelming match and a little lackluster of a debut, and I hate that I felt that way. But
yeah, me too. But I mean, again, still can't be mad at it because there's still more time. And she's doing good with the character stuff and the backstage stuff. So I'm cool with that. It's just I think she just needs more of an established opponent to kind of make that come full circle. But again, it's a waiting game. We got to wait and see. But yeah, from there, ironically enough, Scoot has the right name on the screen because we get Bronson Reed in the ring to kind of give his cliche, and I hate saying it's cliche, but it is the cliche, speech of, I want to let everybody know, all the people that looks up to people, you can achieve this. Every first time champ seems to do that for the most part. Every face first time champ. And as he did that, we got one person to step up. And I expected this person to step up into this division, just not as soon. And it was none other than Santos Escobar of Legado del Fantasma. I did not hate this. I mean, I hate that he's going to lose.
Yes.
Because this being the first thing. But I think at the same time, this lets me know the path that they're going to take with this championship, that it's just going to be credible people along the way. So if they're going to do it like this, I'm glad.
I wouldn't be surprised if this is going to turn into I ain't gonna say it's going to turn into, because technically it already was. I think it's going to start mirroring what AEW is kind of doing with the TNT championship. I think it's going to now start to turn into the true mid-carders, and I don't want to make it sound like it's bad against them, but it's going to kind of turn into what the Intercontinental title is supposed to be, the working man's title. That's what I feel like the North American Championship is going to be. And I love Santos's excuse. Hey, fam, North America is Mexico and United States. What about Canada? We don't talk about Canada. But North America, I mean, it's United States and Mexico. So you can go and hand that over to me now.
Yeah, I do like that. And again, I mean, I'm gonna second this again. I know it's very new to keep saying this, but his promo skills are underrated, and it's just like
very much so.
That comedic timing, just be like, it's like you would have to be a complete failure in writing and booking to book him wrong on the main roster.
I mean, they did.
Yeah, I mean, it's proven. But
otherwise, you wouldn't be making a Justice for list if that's the case.
Oh, absolutely. But yeah, I am looking forward to this match, especially based off of what we saw in that gauntlet between Swerve and Reed, when just them being the last two, and how, seeing how that match will go with those two, the chemistry, and just as good as a professional wrestler as Santos is, very intriguing.
Yes.
This continued on with a almost beat down on Bronson Reed by Legado del Fantasma, but we had MSK come out for the save. Now, looking at that, this is an interesting thing. It's almost like all four of these champions are an unofficial official stable. That being Kushida, MSK, and Bronson Reed, because they're all champs. But they all seem to be in this stable that's not even a stable,
right?
And I like this because it's
with Kushida being the link to
exactly all yeah.
But
so
I always liked when wrestling always had that whole thing because New Day was doing it a lot. Where New Day was letting people know that, hey, we fucks with you. We might not be an official team or this, that, and the other, but just know we fucks with you.
True.
And I like when wrestling does that whole trope of, we might not be an official team or an official faction, but, I got you back if shit happens, injustices won't just occur to you, kind of like with last night. Like, hey, we know Legado is technically our business too, but we not going to let, even though we might not be cool with you necessarily, Bronson, we not going to let Legado beat you down.
True.
Especially when we got current beef with Legado.
Oh, and I'm waiting for that match. Even though we've had it before. Wild and Mendoza have elevated a little bit, especially going against Ciampa and Thatcher, which I'm do a nice little segue before we get into that main event. The promos between Thatcher and Ciampa and GYV.
Whew. GYV. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna say this. The settings that Thatcher and Ciampa do be amazing.
Oh, absolutely.
It'd be amazing how they just sit there, say their piece. Ciampa throws his chair. Timmy gives you that look, and then Ciampa doubles back, and they both just stare at you like, "We coming." I love it. I love the whole visual of it all.
That's why I can't get mad when they lose, because the promos that they give after that, it's no, hey, we got cheated. It's like, oh no, we kind of just, we slipped up, we messed up here. Cool, you got a good one.
It was like, okay, we lost to Legado. Okay, cool. But just know, we not done. What you
exactly
think we not done. And then I love how GYV said the complete opposite. Like, fam, we wasn't even worrying about y'all. Y'all stuck y'all nose in our business. As far as I can tell, we're done.
Yeah, we're not in it for a feud with y'all.
Like, we're done. We're trying to get those tag team titles. Leave us alone.
And I love the way that Ciampa had stated that he's like, there's more than one path to a destination.
Yes.
And it's like this one just wasn't it. And I was like, oh, that's so good. So good. But to go from that to this, and I have some news on this as well after this. But the main event.
Before we get there too, we also had the Imperium vignette.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we had the Imperium vignette.
Yeah. So now they're going to get back to Forum.
I kind of feel bad for Breezango next week.
Yeah, they're definitely getting mashed up, because anytime you have just a revitalization of a stable or just a team or a wrestler in general, like, you already know their first opponent is that. And I love the way that the ring general had stated that, and it was the fact that it's embarrassing. They're showmen. It's like, we got to show them that the ring is sacred. So you need to get back to how things work.
We're professional wrestlers. We are professional wrestlers. We have to let them know that the mat is sacred, and Imperium is the one. Like, he almost gave that like dad speech. Don't make me come over there. Don't make me come from the UK over here, because if I do, nobody will like it.
And that for sure let me know that they're getting another fourth member.
Yes.
And I think you might be right. I think it possibly could be Ridge Holland.
I think it might be Ridge Holland. Yeah.
So R.I.P. to Breezango. Unfortunately.
Yeah, R.I.P. Breezango. Y'all about to get it next week.
Look, y'all did good in that match with MSK, but yeah, it's
game over.
It's over with. Yeah, it is. The main event, I kind of figured it was going to go this way. I'm not mad at the match. It was hard hitting. That kick that Cross had gave to Balor's spine and the footprint he left,
vicious.
and
Like,
then the first chop that Balor gave Cross, audible.
yes, disrespectful.
Yeah, me understanding like the way that this match is going to go, but the way that it ended, I did not expect. It made Balor look a bit strong because of what he took at the end of the match and the way he went out. Match being predictable and everything aside, with the way that it ended and then the news that I found out afterward,
Okay.
made more sense.
Okay.
Balor has gone on record, I think as of yesterday, stating that he does want to make a return to the main roster.
So that was kind of like most likely like an unofficial send-off.
In a way, I do believe that. Now, as far as when he's going to go, I'm not sure.
Oh, it's going to be soon. I mean, I don't see what other, unless next week he come out there and be like, yo, Cross, you really are legit. Mm-hmm. I can see that being the send-off. I can see him getting beat down like that being the unofficial send-off to be like, all right, you can go on now. You can jibber jabber on.
Yeah, my only problem with this is after looking at the first match they had in this match, I don't know anybody that's going to bring the fight to Cross like Balor did.
I can't see. I mean, so they announced Johnny, Dunn, and O'Reilly next week. Mm-hmm. The winner fights Cross most likely at In Your House.
Yes.
Whoever wins that match, I don't see. Okay, if Kyle wins, the only way I see Kyle winning the belt is if he does Finn's approach, but since he's rougher, tougher fighter, he might do it. I don't see Pete Dunne winning now because of Bobby Fish. And Johnny could possibly take it mainly because, he has Theory. But I don't know who's going to take that belt from Cross.
Well, I think the question is now, who gets the first shot? Because they're all three of them are going to eventually get a shot.
If I had to think out of that match, it's either going to be, if I had to give my definite pick, I think Pete. Mm-hmm. If I had to get a second pick, I think Kyle, then Johnny. But I think Pete's going to be the one that's going to get it because he's been clamoring and talking all that trash. So I think Pete might be the one to actually get it.
I think that makes sense. Because I think there's more story to build around with O'Reilly and with Gargano, especially with the addition of what happened with Scarlett and Theory, and then by proxy with Cross. So they have more of a story to tell. But it's especially telling by the fact that we didn't have Johnny on yesterday, especially to confront Bronson Reed. He's pretty much past the North American Championship. So this is going to slot Theory in the North American title picture, and it's going to put Johnny probably trying to go after that title more than once.
I mean, Johnny's a 3-time North American champ, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Johnny being 3 times. So he doesn't need to deal with the North American title anymore.
At all. I think he's good with where he is, unless he decides to challenge twice and go to the main roster. But
this match basically goes to show what I've been kind of saying. Cross has been booked to, because the thing is, okay, look at all of the people who's been dominant in almost wrestling history. When they kind of fall from grace, they in a sense fall from grace. So Cross has to start losing now because if it does like Asuka and transfers to the main roster, the first person who's going to be Cross, then it's going to be like, oh, well, almost anybody now can end up beating Cross, because if Cross still comes with this dominance now, it's going to lead to Cross fighting Lashley or Cross fighting Roman or Cross fighting, Drew or somebody like that. Cross is going to lose that match. And then now the luster might start to die down some. The next thing you know, Cross gets pinned by fucking Sami Zayn or something. Nothing against Sami Zayn. But then Cross gets pinned by Sami Zayn. Then it's like, oh shit, here comes the downfall. Because look what happened with Asuka.
Yeah.
Asuka lost to Charlotte at WrestleMania. She hasn't been the same since. She kind of got a little of it back with the Kabuki Warriors.
Yes.
But now that Kyrie's going, Asuka hasn't been the same since.
Absolutely. And I think at the same time that's still the part of booking, especially when they book somebody entirely too strong, when it really falls on the type of opponents you build with them. Like if we go back and we think about SmackDown, like when Paul Heyman was kind of over it, and you think about, matches between Undertaker and Kurt Angle, size difference, of course, but Kurt Angle being the technical wrestler he is, he found a way to kind of make things different. Of course, yes. Kurt Angle, first person to tap out Kane, when you have somebody like that, especially with the powerhouse like Cross, if you give him an opponent who's more strategic in a way, because if we think about the matches between him and Balor is really the only one that came out looking good in all of this, because he's able to go toe to toe with Cross, But if you find somebody, if you come in thinking about, okay, like Pete Dunne and Johnny Gargano have the best possibility to come into this and actually be a strategic heel and kind of break them down piece by piece.
But then also too, kind of what you're saying. And if you look at NXT roster over the last 5 years, the male side of NXT in the last 5 years, there has been nobody like Karrion Kross on their roster.
This is true.
There has been nobody. Lars Sullivan was getting there, but he wasn't like there. But Lars was there. But once again, there has been nobody like Karrion Kross on the roster. So when you have somebody like that, it's hard to see who's really going to be the first person, not necessarily to beat Karrion Kross, but to beat Karrion Kross and for it to look believable.
Yeah.
Finn would have looked believable in a sense, because especially with this match, that part close to the end when he threw Finn, but then Finn kind of like hulked back up and got up, but then unfortunately it was the end. But moments like that, because if you look at NXT as a whole, Damian Priest is tall, but he's beatable.
Yeah.
Other guys who are escaping my mind who are on the main roster now, they are still
Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre is big, but he's beatable.
Yeah.
But Cross, nobody has looked. Cross is almost like Brock Jr. Like let's face it, Cross is almost like Brock Jr. And look what has to happen for Brock to lose a match. Brock has to take like 12 curve stomps. Brock has to take like 4 Claymore kicks in a row.
And this is old Brock now too.
Huh?
And this is old Brock now too. This ain't,
and this
especially this. Yeah.
We talking about prime Cross. We talking about somebody in NXT right now. Let's take the 3 men who he's fighting. You know how many bitter ends Pete Dunne would have to hit to make it look believable, but to even get him up like that. You know how many knee drops Kyle O'Reilly would have to hit? Johnny Gargano would have to hit super kick from every angle. He would have to hit the what's his slingshot?
Heartbeat.
Yeah, the final heartbeat.
Final heartbeat, yeah.
He would have to hit the final heartbeat a few times. Hell, even last night, Finn would have had to hit the coup de grace at least 2 to 3 times.
And you know what's funny? He only hit that standing coup de grace. He never
hit
hit top rope.
And remember, the first one got reversed.
Oh, and that was beautiful.
One, that was a beautiful reversal. It was the second one that hit him, but then even then he kind of walked through it and was like, "Fam, no, whatever your futile attempts to win Balor is not going to work, my guy." So yeah. I don't know how they're going to book Cross going forward, because at some point either he's going to lose the belt or once again they're going to have to make him relinquish it because he's going to the main roster. But then main roster, the countdown clicks up to who's going to be the one that's going to take Cross's win streak.
Yeah. Especially because he definitely is undefeated. Now if the Pete Dunne that went against Walter comes to that ring against Cross, then maybe, but they have to have some bomb ass chemistry.
They have to have some bomb ass chemistry.
Because
bomb ass chemistry.
You can't replicate. I mean it's Walter. I mean, I think just the way that he is. I mean, shit.
But even in his case, Walter is still beatable because he's just a solid guy.
Yes.
Cross is muscle on muscle. And the aesthetics of Cross versus the aesthetics of Walter. Walter is just a bear who's just attacking you. Wow.
Okay. I do like that.
Ilya Dragunov put up a good fight against Walter.
And that's the thing that I like about the dynamic with Walter and smaller guys, because he's able to have that dynamic. And I guess it's true to what you say, because it's almost the bear versus or the bear versus the machine in an instance. Because when you think about Brock Lesnar in that same sense, when he first came out with Paul Heyman, that was that situation where he was just running through people because of how he was built. So yeah, I guess you're right. I think Cross may just be built primarily for the main roster.
Yeah. So
that's probably what's going to have to happen.
Yeah, he's definitely a means to an end to the main roster. He's definitely a means to an end. Like, it's unless something between now and then drastically happens, that's main roster bound. I don't know what show, but he's definitely main roster bound.
Yeah.
So
he's definitely going to Raw.
Most likely.
But yeah, with that being NXT in a nutshell, normally we say the final thoughts for like the entire week, but I guess we gotta condense that down to just NXT. Scoot, you got any final thoughts on last night's NXT?
I hate that I turned sour on the $1 million title situation, $1 Million Man name situation. Hey, Raquel. It was a solid episode. I mean, I wish Frankie's debut would have been better.
Yes.
I want to see what's going to happen with Cross going forward. I definitely want to see what's going to happen with Hit Row going forward. I primarily like NXT because the future of NXT looks so much brighter. Like, you can see all these outcomes that could potentially happen compared to what you see on Raw and SmackDown. So even if we think NXT is doing this and they just veer that way, it's going to make sense in the end. So I'm definitely waiting to see how it's going to turn out and see how In Your House is going to stack up. So definitely waiting for that to see how all that's going to look in the end.
I can definitely see that.
What you got, Mr. Deasley?
Something came to me and I thought about it, but now after I'm like, probably not. You know, when we talked about the dynamic between Reed, Kushida, and MSK, Hit Row popped in my mind, and I thought about War Games with those, but then I was like, well, shit, Hit Row don't have a fourth male.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, well, maybe not. But just because they all got titles that they're gunning for, and I figure that may come into play down the line. So we'll see. Let me take that out of my mind. But one of the things that stood out mainly is LA Knight's promo skills as well. Yeah, he's just very good.
LA has it. LA has
he does. He's another person that could have easily shot to the main roster.
I'm about to get ready to say LA might have they might have been doing LA a disservice by just not
putting him there. Yeah, I'm starting to think that too. I'm 50-50 with you on the $1 million stuff. Of course, if they go one way, I'm all for it. If they don't, then it's all like it's really one or none for me. You either go that way or not at all, and I'll hate it. But yeah, I second thing with Frankie Monet. It didn't hit for me, but we'll see how that works out. Another thing I have to second is the shit that I said last week about the way that they're building every division. I love it. Like there's a clear path to every single thing. Absolutely.
Challenges everywhere.
And big shout outs to the tag division, because they found a way to make the tag division outside of MSK, outside the champions, seem bigger or at the same level as the champions themselves. So that's why it's amazing. So this is one of the reasons why I appreciate NXT, because it makes me feel like I'm watching, the 95, 96, 97, 98 WWE that I used to watch. And it brings me that excitement because everything matters for the most part. So yeah, so that's where I'm at. But outside of that, Scoot, let the people know where they can find you.
You can find me at the ScooterRay, IG, Instagram, same thing. TikTok, PlayStation, Twitch, YouTube, all that same name, ScooterRay, or the ScooterRay, either or. Because even if there are other ScooterRays in the world, I'm the ScooterRay. Remember last week when I said I'm the Scoutical? How you think you at the pinnacle? Look up.
There he is, right there.
That's me. That's where you can find me. Of course, Less Than Stealthy Ninjas. We out there on Twitch, YouTube, TikTok. We even got a podcast now, thanks to the tutelage of Mr. Lip Deasley. And that's on Anchor, Spotify, Google, all these things. Less Than Stealthy Ninjas. Podcast is called Ninja Banter. We out here.
That's right. That's right.
Shouts out to Boss Carter, Aranya, and Neon Xerxes.
Indeed.
What you got for them, Mr. Deasley? Where can they search for you?
Same as always, find the one and only Lip Dizzle, because I am definitely the only one you will find.
The only one.
Absolutely. The unofficially official. IG, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, obviously, because you're here watching this on here. If you need that positivity, absolutely check for the podcast Lifestyle One Up to get that daily dose on all your podcast listening platforms. So, bam. Or if you need that positivity as well on others, TikTok, your IG, we get it on there too. You want to be tuned in to the tag content, because you are going to end up growing with this, because there's going to be more and more coming in your face. It's like we talked about with Jaeger doing his reviews here. You're going to have Scoot coming in with doing all types of. Shout out to Scoot anyway. Scoot is the reason that y'all get these condensed versions of all this shit, because he's going in and breaking down everything. So shout out to this man right here. Bam, bam, bam. But on top of that, we're gonna have more video game content. It's been slow, but we're gonna get it. It's a lot going in the gaming world, but we got to make sure that we get the professional wrestling shit in.
We want to make sure some good shit happens. Like, I'm pretty sure y'all gonna get an episode around or before at least Ratchet and Clank come out. Because when Ratchet and Clank come out, don't talk to me.
No, right? So yeah,
make sure y'all definitely get a full review with that when that's said and done.
Oh, definitely. Definitely, I will definitely be a part of that one too, for real, for real.
So,
but yeah, that's where you can find us. Just keep it locked in tune. If there's something that you want us to talk about, feel free to hit us up on any of the platforms that we said. If you want to comment down below on any one of these videos, feel free to do so, and we will definitely do our best to get to it and give you the shit that you want to pay attention to. But without further ado, a nice 2 sweet to my brother right there. Bada bow. Boom. And as always, until next time, you beautiful mother effers, tag out.